This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, we were talking about 2 points yesterday. One is check printing related tables and field names. The second one is vendor bank payment, bank to bank transfer related table name and field name. Anybody tried this? Did anybody fill out the table and field name? Anyone? First, let us write for check. For check payment. For check payment, we wanted payee name, check date, amount, amount in words. Normally, these are the four fields that we will be printing on the check. Signature and all is always optional. Now, point number one, when you create automatic payment program or when you process the check from manual payment, which table is commonly getting updated? Is this PAYR or REGUH, REGUP?
PAYR.
Which table? PAYR is getting updated. Okay, let me log into SAP. Okay, so yesterday we processed a payment. Let me open up dash 58 or simply I'll go to PAYR table. From PAYR, if I give our company code DEIN, if I click on execute, this is what the information which we are getting. There are multiple records which have got updated in the table. From this, what we will do, if you take any one particular transaction, let's say any one payment document number, let me take the first document number, this one. This is the payment document number, assuming this is the payment document number against which you want to figure out the check information. Let me put payment document number. Here is payment document number. If I execute this is what the output which we are getting. In this, first thing what we need is we need payee name. How do you get payee name? From which table we are getting the payee name? We need to understand the table, at the same time field name for it. For payee name, if I go here, let us verify if you get payee name. In short, the supplier name. Supplier name you are getting as Toshiba here. Name of the payee you are getting as supplier name. For this, what is the field name we need to understand? For this, you can just press F1 on this particular field. Name of the payee. Just click this. This is your PAYR table. ZNME1 is the field name. Copy this PAYR, put this and this. and field name will be ZNME1. Copy this and put this here. Alright. Second one, which is your check date. From where we will update the check date? Is it again the same field, same table? Sorry, same table name. Let me go to same table name PAYR and then see if we have any date called check date. So here let me go. I have something called print date. I have run date. You have something called payment date. So you can take this payment date as your check date. Let us verify if you have something called value date. So value date is not there, only the check date, or in short, the payment date is there. Let us find out the field name for this. I'll double click on this payment date. Here is your payment date. This is the field ZALDT. Copy this and put this here. This will be the field name for check date. Next one, amount. Let us verify from where we are getting the amount. Amount paid is here. From same table, your amount is how much? RWBTR is the amount. Copy this. PAYR, this one, RWBTR. Now for amount in words, normally you don't get this amount in words from the table. This amount in words is a technical or ABAP logic. So the ABAP consultant will straight away put a code which will automatically convert whatever the amount you put will be automatically translated into words. So here this is, I'll say, this is ABAP logic. This is not a functional logic. This is ABAP logic. Now, in short, this is what the information that you update when it comes to check payment. Any doubt on this? How we are able to look at the table? How we are able to map the field names? Any questions?
Sir.
Any question? Clear, right? So this is how for anything, if you are working on any functional specification, if you are working on any custom report, any custom development, in short, any rise of objects, this is how you have to go inside the table, find out what is the input that you are giving and what is the output that you are extracting. First, I'm going to explain only about the output, which table, what is the field. You should also write, how do I get this? Because when you give this information to the ABAP consultant, you will get another question called, what is the input that I need to pass in the table? Straight away, you will get a question, what is the input that I need to pass? For that, you need to give a different logic because you need to give input parameters. At the same time, on the output, what field to be extracted, what information to be extracted. As of now, we have listed only output criteria. So input criteria, we will talk about it once we are clear with the output. If you talk together, then it will lead to unnecessary confusion. So I'm not talking about input criteria now. Your ABAP consultant wants to know what information he needs to pass here to get the data outside. He needs to pass company code and then run date, identification, check number, what information he needs to pass so that he will be able to get the data. So that I'll explain you once we are clear with the table and field name. because majorly the focus will be on the output criteria, not on the input. So input, though it is important, but not that much important, which is of your output. All right.
So, so he will be needed only the technical names, right?
Yes, only the field technical names. Correct.
That do we have any reference that how we should decide this is belongs to this table? That depends upon our knowledge, or do you
Our
have any
knowledge
sense,
only.
sir?
Our knowledge only. It depends on what information you are getting, okay, and where you are using it. Now, this is all about your check payment related information. For check payment, the source is either F-58 document or F110 document. Correct? Huh?
Correct, sir.
So when you're talking about check, you need to think from where the data is coming first. What is the source? Source is your F-58 document or F110 document. If it is F-58 or if it is F110, from there where data is getting stored, that we need to find out first. Once the automatic payment program or F-58 payment is processed, where the data is getting stored, we have to find out that table first. And whatever the document that is generated from your manual payment or automatic, find out the document number, go to the relevant table, whatever you find out, pass this document number in table. Press execute. Always go by searching with a document that you have posted or a single document that you take as reference, so that it will be easy for you to revalidate whatever the data that you are able to see on the document, whatever the details that you are able to see on the table are equal. Sometimes if you don't verify this, if I open only PAYR table and if I just click on execute and then verify this, I may be doing wrong because I'm not specifically looking at the table that I am looking for. Correct? The field name information that I want, whether everything is available here or not, I am not sure, because I'm not focusing on the output. I am only looking at the table. I am verifying, okay, these fields are available, I can use this table. But when you provide a logic, we need to make sure each and every point you clearly list out. Whatever the logic that you give, the same logic ABAP consultant will incorporate in the programming. If anything is wrong, your output will not come. Tomorrow if something is not working, for one case it is working, the other case it is not working, and your technical consultant or ABAP consultant will simply tell, this is what the logic given to me. If anything is wrong, please check the logic if it is correct. And sometimes they will even tell, please try to verify from the table if the data is there in table or not. You will simply tell, if data is available in the table, it will come in my report automatically. Now if you are telling no, data is available, document is already posted, still it is not coming, which means either there is some different thing that you have given in the logic, or it's a different case scenario, or the ABAP consultant, the way he put the logic may be wrong. So we need to sit and investigate this. So this is all a thorough testing needs to be performed, needs to be done from our side as a consultant. First, we need to understand how many scenarios are there. Whenever we are talking about custom reports or Z development, it is always better, it's always recommended that you list out the scenarios, possibilities, and make sure you have a logic or your development report is covering all the scenarios. Otherwise, once it is given to the user, they are going to verify all the scenarios. They will tell, in this case it is not working, in this case it is not working. Again, it will be a rework for us. So these kind of situations we should not get. In order to avoid this, right from the beginning, it is always recommended you first understand the requirement, list out the scenarios if there are any. You can openly ask your user client, do you have any scenarios or any other way you pass the documents, any other information that you wanted to see from the report? If they say no, then that is fine. Later on, if they add no, we want this information also, you can tell that this is a new requirement, we will take it up after moving this to production. Simple. But to speak all these things, first we need to understand how these things will work in reality. Clear? So this information is all we took from PAYR. And for your interview point of view, or in general, if you want to work on check management, or if you say that you worked on check management, these 4 fields and the 4 field table logic is mandatory. Okay, so shortly I'll show one functional specification. We will write the detailed functional specification. Functional specification, we don't write anything. It's a fixed document, fixed format in every organization of 7 to 8 pages or 4 to 5 pages. You just need to write the information in the respective column. Like business requirement, you need to write client business wants to generate the check from automatic payment program F110 and manual check programming F-58. These 2-3 lines you will put, that's it. Next, detailed logic. You will tell that go to PAYR table, pass XYZ table, and from the output, fetch or extract these tables. And you have to give the ABAPer logic in the similar way. Similar way, like table you need to provide. We should not write everything theoretically like an essay. Put an Excel sheet table like this and copy paste in your functional specification. That's it. Your ABAP consultant need only the table and the field name for the respective field. That's it. If he knows that from where to take the data, automatically they will write the code to bring the output. And we should make sure that a sample record is given. In short, a test case is given to them. Because whenever they write the code, they frequently execute the database table and then make sure that the values are coming. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next one, let's talk about this vendor bank payment. In this vendor bank payment, we need to understand what fields are there from where the data is coming. First one, we have written vendor name. First of all, for automatic payment program with respect to check, it is PAYR. Automatic payment program with respect to bank transfer, we will not be using PAYR, we will be using REGUH and REGUP. Correct? Only these two tables we will be using for bank transfer related information. If you talk about vendor name, in which table vendor name information will be available? I think yesterday we created one automatic payment program, right? Let me open REGUH. Run on yesterday and company code DEIN. This is what we took. What I'll do, I'll simply take this payment document number and then I'll execute. Okay, this is the information related to automatic payment program from REGUH table. In this, what we are planning to take, first one as vendor name. So here you have a field called payee name. You have a field called payee name here. Double click on this line so that you get a table which gives you clear information about each and every field technical name. We are looking for name. This is the name. This is your name one from REGUH table. I'll put REGUH name one. Clear? Next, vendor bank name. Where is your vendor bank name? Come down. Payee language, partner bank. partner bank account number, payee's street, Swift, house bank. This is our information. We want vendor bank name. Payee bank key is here. Payee bank name is not available. Account holder. We have to take account holder name there, not this one. Where it went? Here you will find account holder name, right? This one normally we need to take, not the name one. This information we need to take. I'll put this here. Either you can take this one or this one. This is sometimes your vendor bank account may have a different name than your vendor name, right? Name as per the bank may be different, name as per your vendor. Sometimes there may be differences. So in such a case, if the name is not matching, bank may reject the payment, stating that the supplier name is not matching or beneficiary payee name is not matching. So either you can take the vendor name or you can take the beneficiary name or the account holder name. This information you will be updating in vendor master at payment transactions. When you update the vendor bank account information, there we are going to update this. Vendor bank, we did not get it. Next, whatever the information is available, we keep filling it, and then we will come to know the missing fields. On what basis we will extract that information. Amount paid is here 13,000, but this is not the detailed amount. This is the summary that you are able to see. This is your our bank account number. So our bank account number is this. You have your bank account number also here. Our bank account number is this. This is from REGUH. Our bank account currency, bank country is India. You'll see bank country as India. House bank number. So we don't want house bank number. GL account is here. Value date is here. So I'll take this value date as well. Copy this. We have not mentioned value date anywhere.
So what's the difference of payment date and value date?
Payment date is normally your posting date of the payment document. Value date is a separate date. Let's say I am processing the payment today. My payment date will be current date, 13th July. But I want bank to initiate the payment, or I want bank to issue this check on 1st of next month. Today I can give you a transfer, but I want bank to send the money to your account on 1st. The date on which actually the transaction is valid. That is your value date.
So while running the proposal, we have to mention that value date.
For checks, you will mention it, but not for this. For this, we don't mention. You can put, there is a logic for value date on your automatic payment program. If you can put that your value date should always be payment date plus 3 days or 5 days, you can maintain in value date, FBZP bank determination. By default, your value date is updated as posting date of the payment document. In case if you want to have, this is exclusively used for checks. When you are printing the check, sometimes what you want to do, you want to issue the post dated checks for your
Mm-hmm.
vendor. You want to issue a check, but you want to process the payment today, and you want to issue a check today, but the check date should be 1st of August.
Okay.
Okay, in such cases, in the payment document, at the bank account line item, at the bank GL line item, you will find value date column. That value date you can fill separately. On what logic you want to bring this value date, you have a different logic on SAP.
Okay. Then the clearing document, the payment document will be on
Current
that
date.
particular date.
Current date only. It's a date only, which will get updated separately. This value date is what we print on the check normally. It will show payment is processed today, but the check is valued at future date. So this is called PDC, or post dated check. Okay. If you look at this document only, for example, 2 all zeros 5. FB02, this document DEIN, (2023). This posting date is nothing but the payment date, I think. Okay. This posting date is nothing but payment date. If you go inside the bank GL account, double click on bank GL account, you will find a date called value date. This value date is by default updated as posting date. If you want any specific date, you can update this. Okay, we need to make a setting, the change document setting, wherein you will enable this value date as editable field. If you change this value date as editable field, when you update this to, let's say, 1st August 2023, on the table also it will be 1st August 2023. So your document will contain two dates. One is your posting date, the other one is value date. Posting date is used for verifying the payment on what date it was processed. Value date is used for verifying on what date the check was issued. If I put 1st August 2023 as check date, even if you give this check today, can your vendor encash that check? The check date is 1st August. Can we deposit the check today? Will bank accept or not future dated checks?
Not accepted.
Bank will not accept. Future dated checks, bank will not accept. If your check date is 1st August, you can deposit the check only from 1st August for next 30 days or 60 days, whatever the check validity period. But before the check date, no bank will accept the check. That is where we use something called value date. Because for some vendors, what they want to do, they will provide you a service of 6 months and they want you to issue 6-month checks well in advance. 6 PDCs they want you to issue, or 6 post dated checks they want you to issue. In such case, you will be processing the checks, and for every check you will be mentioning the payment date as current date, but the check date, which is the value date, will be printed according to the respective month: 1st August, 1st September, 1st November, 1st December, 1st January. Here you are going to update only the value date in each transaction. I'll pass one entry and then show in the next session. Remind me tomorrow. We will pass one PDC posting, and then I'll tell you how do you bring a check with future date.
Okay. So in this same scenario, if vendor has run a proposal, and the proposal went for approval. So if the proposal went for approval and after 10 days, and proposal has been done on period 5, suppose, and payment has been released on period 6, so there is a difference between bank reconciliation, right? Because proposal
These
has
things
been done.
normally, correct. So these things will not happen. So anything that you are processing today will be recorded today only. Even if you do that way, when you create a payment run or when you create the proposal, let's say I am creating a proposal today. In my parameters, my run date, identification, everything with current date,
Yes, sir.
right? So even if it went for proposal, once proposal is created, parameters cannot be changed. Agree?
Agree.
So your parameters are still holding the backdated date.
Yes, sir.
Even if it is approved on 1st of next month or 2nd of next month, when you process that payment will be processed with the backdated date only.
Yes, sir.
But in general, that situation will not happen. This is not a practical scenario.
Yeah, but it's a real time scenario, and the client wants that after the 10 days approval, they want that posting date. So yesterday, one of my
Future
friend
posting
raised it.
date,
Yeah, means they said ki after approval, the posting date should be on that when the payment has been released. They don't want the proposal posting date on that day wherein the proposal has been run. So they have raised the ticket on SAP support. So is that possible scenario? Means because they are not reconciling the
normally
bank, they want.
normally once the parameters are created, once you create the proposal, it cannot
Yeah,
be edited. No way that you can edit this. So in case after that, if you want to edit, then we will have to see if there is any technical enhancement that we can do to amend the date.
hmm,
So from our side, straight away, it is not possible
yeah,
because it's
because
a standard
in
behavior.
BRS. Yeah.
I got your point. In these scenarios,
So
we need to ask why your approval is taking 10 days. So why it is not updated or approved within the month?
yeah, because they have some standard hierarchy, and
Yeah. To provide the solutions for these kind of things, first we need to understand their business practice, like on what
right.
basis they are approving it. So if it takes approximately 10 days, then while preparing the parameters itself, you can give future posting date.
Yeah, but it is not. I also recommended the same, that if 10 days is required, then we can use the 10 days proposal run. But they said it is not fixed, right? The approval date is not fixed, that after 10 days it will be that approved. So there's no logic. They want that when the payment has been released, on that same day the posting date should be taken. So that is the concern, actually. That was the concern.
This Yeah, these things we will have to work through technical only. From our side, straight away, it is not possible because
Okay.
it is straightforward that parameter cannot be edited once proposal is executed. If you want to edit anything in parameter, only option is delete the parameter to edit it. Without deleting, if
Hmm.
you want to update this, something you need to do, because once you perform this, everywhere in all the tables, whatever the information is there on your parameter will get updated, like run date, payment date, all these things.
Yes.
Even if you change through this in the backend table, it will still show the backdate. While posting the entry, the ABAP consultant can tweak the system and he can replace the posting date with current date. But what about
Hmm.
when you execute the run date identification? Your dates will go for a toss.
Got it, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Value date, here we need to put, or we need to insert one column. Here I'll put value date. This is also same, REGUH value date. Next, vendor bank name is not there. Vendor payment currency, if you go to the table, think my network or the SAP is very slow. We are looking at payment currency or any other information that we find. This is house bank key, payee's bank key. This is your payee HDFC and this is the bank key or SWIFT code. Copy this. Vendor bank IFSC SWIFT code. This is here REGUH. Similar information you will also find from REGUP. After looking at both the informations, you need to find out which one to be used for what field. Next one, house bank key, not this one. This is your amount in local currency too. This is the exchange rate that was used. Due date, clearing date, account holder name we have already taken. Region, payee address number, origin grouping. This is your unique reference number, UTR. Exchange rate. This is our bank account number, Axis. Copy this. Bank key. This is our bank account. Our bank. This one is this. Sorry. UBNKY REGUH. Our bank account currency we will get from the different table. Payment document number. If you go top, I think if I open the drop down, it's taking some time. I think it is. F110. Sorry. SC16N REGUH DIN payment document number this. Here is your payment document number. VBLNR, put this, and the payment document number, you put this. Payment amount, payment currency, payment document number we did not put. So I'll put invoice number, vendor payment, this is document number. This is from REGUH table. Payment amount, so this is already there, payment document number. Invoice number and the other information which currently we are unable to find. This is your vendor address. Okay, this is your vendor address. What we have the vendor address? Vendor address we don't have. We have listed bank address. I'll open another table called REGUP and let us verify what data we will get from REGUP table. SE16N REGUP, paying company code DEIN, payment document number, click on execute. In this you have payment document number, you have invoice number also. Double click on this. This is your invoice number, Belner is your invoice number. Copy this. Vendor invoice number you put, and this is from REGUP table. What else you have? A reference document type, account type, year. So document amount you have here, amount in local currency, DMBTR. DMBTR from REGUP table. Our bank account currency you will get to know from a different table. Based on this you have to pass. Vendor bank name also based on the bank key you will be extracting it. Vendor bank account number. Where is vendor bank account number? It is not here. Let us verify from the REGUH table. Pay's bank account number is this. This is from REGUH. Vendor payment currency. Vendor payment currency you will get it from here. REGUP. Let me close this. Currency you can take this also. WAERS from REGUH. Next one, vendor bank address is missing. Our bank account currency is missing. For vendor bank address, normally what we do, let us verify if we have the data here on REGUH. Payee Swift code is this. So what we need to do, we need to take this, we have to open BNKA table. SE16N, BNKA table. Not sure, my network is weak or the SAP is slow, but it's working very slow. So bank country is India and bank key is this. Click on execute. When you pass this information on the table, you will get the bank address and all. From here, you will take the bank address for the vendor bank or for your bank. So if I open this, your bank address is from BNKA. There are multiple fields in this. Based on what exactly we want from the bank address, we need to update the data. Getting disconnected. SE16N, BNKA, country India. This is the bank key HDFC. On the output, if I double click, and for the address you have different fields, region, street, city, all this. You can take street as this, comma, branch is this one, next one, city is this one. Like this, you need to update the table name. Similarly, for our bank information also, BNKA, and this bank name is what? BANKA. Copy this BANKA and put this here. This is your vendor bank name. Last one, our bank account currency. For our bank account currency, we know what is our bank account key or bank IFSC. For that, you need to open T012K, your company code DEIN. If you pass your account ID information here, you will get your bank account currency. Access, this is this. Account currency is this one, WAERS from T012K. This you will get from T012K. This is the field. This is your bank account currency. Something else we have written, this is your payment currency, this is bank account currency. In short, these are the tables, fields that you need to update when it comes to bank payment. Got an idea how we are able to fill up the table field name for this? Clear how we are able to fill out this table names, field names for all the information? This is how exactly you need to work when you're in a real environment, when you're working for any requirement, not only for this, let it be for any custom development, any report, any corrections, you must identify the table name, field name for the respective value. Only then it is helpful or it is possible for us to work on customization or rise of objects or rise of element. If you are not clear with this, if you are not good at extracting the table name, field name, it is very difficult for us to understand the customization in SAP. Any questions on this?
Sir, if we don't have any idea about tables, do we need to Google it or how to get the information, sir, suddenly?
If you do not know about the table, first thing what you will have to do is you have to look at for what you want to get the table. You can always Google for the table name, because table name nobody remembers everything except certain main important tables. The other tables nobody knows, everybody will Google only. But it's always a better practice that you maintain one Excel sheet when you're working. In your Excel sheet, you update the important tables. Take one Excel sheet, put that Excel sheet name as your name only. In that one tab you put tables, the other tab you put T codes. When we talk about T codes, there are certain transaction codes which we use rarely. We do not remember the transaction codes. There are certain transaction codes which are customized from the client side, like Z transaction codes. There are certain custom tables, like the data, to update the data or to verify the data, you need to open some custom tables, not standard tables. Those tables and custom reports, program names and all, you need to keep an Excel sheet or a notebook, write down them. Instead of notebook, you always put on an Excel sheet, so that tomorrow whenever you want to look at this, you do not have to refer, you do not have to think through. You can open your Excel sheet, and if you do a find, you will find whatever you want. Don't dump everything there, only the important ones that you feel are important from your project point of view alone. Clear?
Sir, PO created username, where will get that?
EKKO, EKKP tables.
I checked there, I get only that created only ID I get, but name I didn't get. Name we will get or we will not get that.
PO created user ID, or
No, I want I wanted to prepare one GR and FS. For that purpose, client is asking like a extra three page table. One it is the like PO created ID and PO created name and vendor MSME category.
Vendor, which category?
Like MSME is there, no? Like they wanted to appear in that GRNM report. That thing.
So you checked in EKKO, EK these tables?
I checked, sir. I got that created ID, but I didn't got that username. Who created that username? I didn't got. I think
The ID full
basis
form
team
you
they will
want?
give that.
The
I
ID
want
name.
technical name, sir.
No, if the username is 400, what is the name of this 400 ID? That is what you want?
Yes, yes, yeah. Username. I want.
That is, you will get from USR tables. User address, user 3 you put. If I put my user ID, it's not there. Just check from USR01 to USR034. You will get the data from one of these tables.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Any
sir.
other questions on this? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, if a project is offside, how we send physical check to the above?
If your project is,
Offside, sir.
we will courier it. In certain projects, even if your client is in US, even if your client is in Australia or any other country, they will courier the check.
Yes, sir.
They'll,
Sir, the expenditure how we calculate in system.
which expenditure?
When we send physical check, there is delivery charges. That delivery charges
That
how?
we will pass a manual JB for it. Manual expense entry will be booked for it, because whoever the delivery partner you have, the delivery partner is fixed. It's not that one time you send it. During the month, you will be sending, let's say, some 30-40 couriers.
Yes, sir.
So your delivery partner will give you the bill for the month. He will not give every bill for every courier. He will list out. And then for the month, in this month, these are the deliveries that we have done. This is the delivery charge.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Not this one. USR 2. Any other questions? USR 7.
Hi, Ajay.
Yeah, Prasanna.
Uh, what if I want a separate report for credit memos, where I can get credit memos and debit memos only?
If you want a separate report for it, first we need to get a table.
Okay.
First, we need to understand what exactly the data that they want for this report.
Okay. Okay. They want they'll get material and material after checking material. There are some default defected materials. So it will be very common that they'll raise in credit memo to the vendor. So there will be a lot of credit memos for them. So they want to separate report for that.
Okay. So in that case, what we need to do, this is basically for your logistics information, right? Logistics credit memos,
Yes,
material
yes.
returns.
Material returns and all.
So for the material return related credit memos, normally these reports are to be developed in connection with because you want to know what is the original purchase for it, what is the original
Okay.
quantity that we purchased, what is the quantity that was returned.
Okay.
So for this, you have to refer both the finance tables at the same time logistics table of your GRN purchase order and all.
Okay.
Okay, so if they want the key data as written, let's say I'll put credit memo number 1 or return number 1 for 10 quantity XYZ amount. They also want
Okay.
to know what is the bill or what is the invoice against which this return happened.
Okay.
Without that information, the report is incomplete. So for that, based on the
Okay.
credit memo, you will have to put the original invoice also. What is the original invoice
Okay.
quantity and what is the returned quantity? So all this
Okay.
information we will be able to trace from the logistics tables like your GRN tables.
Okay.
MSEG,
If
MKPF we need to refer.
okay. NSEC MKPF.
MSEG,
Okay.
MKPF and also EKBE table purchase order history, EKKO, EKKP, EKKS and then your RSEC, RBKP tables we need to refer
Okay.
related to
Can we
the, yeah,
uh, sorry, Ajay. Can we
go ahead.
get, like, if there are some price differences also, for that we'll issue some credit memos, right? In this table only can we in this report only can we
Everything will get, yes.
okay.
Anything that is posted against logistics will be updated in the same related tables. MSEC,
Okay.
MKPF, RBKP, RSEC, EKKO, EKKP, EKKS, EKBE. These are the tables which will store the information.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions? All right. Let me stop the recording.